Hey guys, Warhog Fishing here, and today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video. What I've got going on is I found a couple of lures. Here's what I've got to work with. Man, that thing's just going to keep falling over. Anyway, got some lures, they're real nasty. Got them out of the lake, and want to clean them up, do a little bit of painting on them, and hopefully take them out in the morning and catch some fish. So I'm going to show you guys a step-by-step of how I do this. So if you've ever wanted to paint lures, you know, you can kind of get an idea of how to do it in a way that is really inexpensive and works. So let's get to it. So, as you can imagine, the first thing you've got to do is get whatever's left, the old broken rotted hooks off. So, snap ring pliers. We'll work on that right now. There we go. So, both ready to be cleaned. Now, the way I usually do this, I've just got a tub of some hot water with dish soap in it, and a sponge. Just get them wet. Junk off of them, the dirt, sand, algae, whatever. That's when you really get to see what you're working with. Occasionally you'll pull one out that, you know, looks like it just came out of the box. Don't think that's going to be the case with this one. It's pretty nasty. But you want to get these clean, really clean, because if you are going to paint them, you need a clean surface to work with. Okay, so after getting it cleaned up, you can see it's kind of a regular kind of a shiner pattern. Minnow. It's in really good shape, actually. I could probably reuse it just like this. But the whole point of the video is that I'm going to paint up some lures to use. So we're going to be painting this guy. So now let's go with the Rattletrap. So you can tell this Rattletrap was actually in pretty good shape, just like that other lure, but I'm still going to paint it. Need to do a little more cleaning on the top here. Now I have to get everything dried off and prepare for the next step, which is paint prep. Sure that you get these completely dry, because if you don't, the paint will not want to go on properly. The whole thing with paint, and this is super important, 90% of painting something is preparation. If you don't do your prep work right, you're going to end up with a crappy paint job. One that won't last, one will come off in the water. And we don't want that. We want good, solid, quality paint that will last. Alright, so the next step is we need to sand these to roughen up the surface a little bit so that it'll hold paint. So I like using these flexible ones because it's just easier than trying to use sandpaper. flexible foam ones. And you don't have to do it very much. You just want to roughen it up. It'll start to look cloudy. That's what you want to see. Once you get it roughed up, it's time to really prep it. So what I use for that is this right here. Dupli-Color Prep Spray. Grease and wax remover. It cleans the stuff up really well. Makes a good surface for painting. So what you do is, you just take, one of them. This is alcohol based, so it will dry really quickly. You want to just give it a good spray all the way around, and then clean it off. That'll get off all the remaining contaminants, all the dust and dirt from you sanding, and just get it nice and clean and smooth and ready for paint. Might be a good idea to get some on your hands too if you're going to be handling the lure a lot, because obviously you don't want to contaminate it with skin cells or any of that, anything like that. Dirt. Just kind of helps the process. You want it to be as clean as possible so that you get the best adhesion of the paint. So now I've got these done up. This one I don't have to do anything else to. I can start painting it now on the Rattletrap because it's already got the eye bulges, but there's no actual shaped eyes there. I can color those in later or leave them. I've had good success with Rattletraps where I didn't even bother with the eyes. So that may be what I do with this one. I haven't decided yet. But this one, because it actually has the little fish eyes in it, I need to put some tape on those so that I don't mess them up. So, you'll see now how I do that. So, what I use for that is just some blue painter's tape. You can get it anywhere. Walmart has it. I get it from Ace Hardware. That and a pair of scissors. The main thing you want to remember with this is taking your time, being delicate, because stuff's gonna happen like it just did to me, where you drop the piece you're working on, where you don't cut it properly, it ends up the wrong size. I have shaky hands, so a lot of times I have trouble with that. The more you take your time, the better this is going to look in the end. So bear with me on this. Once you apply the sticker to the eye, if it's not perfectly round, you can take your fingernails and pull it up until it is round, and you've got something you can work with. So there we go. See, I've got that one. Now, do the other one. Just like I said earlier, 90% of paint is prep. The painting part is the most fun, but the prep is what makes the painting look good. I've got 2 lures ready for paint. Kind of. I actually forgot something until just now on a lipped bait. Wow. Unless you want to paint the lip, most people don't. You know, there's a reason the manufacturers leave them clear. You're going to want to tape that off as well. But that's much, much easier of people, to hold the baits while you're painting them, they use these things called helping hand. I don't have those. I just haven't thought about. I've been doing this more and more. I need to get some. So what I did instead was I got a bunch of little electrical connector jaws, bend the bases so they'll sit upright, and then you can just use a piece of metal, you know, something to hold them in place. Those will then hold your lures just fine. You know, you may go through a few of them, but this pack was like $3, so honestly, it's no big deal. So now, I'm going to switch to my actual painting table and get started with the actual process. As you can see, I've got my little setup here, holding the lure nice and steady. So now I can decide what I'm going to paint it. I actually, man, could there be more cars going by? Anyway, I actually haven't really decided what colors I'm going to paint these baits yet. I've got a bunch, so let's take a look. Purple, gray. One thing you want to do a lot of the time, especially if you're going to do metallic colors, is you want to use a bright color as your base coat. So I'm probably going to do just a quick base coat of chrome, and I'll probably do that on both lures. So, let's get you guys set up here. That looks good to me. Hopefully it looks good to you too. Now, I'm using spray paint. A lot of people use an airbrush for this sort of thing because it's more detail orientated. But, I know orientate is not a word. That's my southernness. But, spray paint works really well. It's cheap. You can get a ton of it, tons of different colors. And it's really easy to use. The key to remember is you're not looking to get all the color in one application. You want to get, you know, a bunch of thin layers to build up the color you want. So you'll see, you know, I'm about to put this base coat on. I'm going to put 2 coats of the base coat just to get it that chrome look. And then we'll start applying the actual colors I want to use after that. So here we go. So, there's coat number 1. I'm going to show you guys how it looks. As you can see, it's still pretty spotty. You know, it's not smooth yet. It'll smooth up as it dries, but, you know, this is an initial coat. The initial coat is never going to look like what you want. So, we'll wait about 5 minutes, put another coat of chrome on, and then I'll get started on the actual pattern I'm going to use on this lure. Alright, I'm back. Time for the second coat of chrome. Alright, that's it for the chrome. Once that coat dries, I can start applying paint. I'm going to go ahead and decide now what I want to use. Okay, what I think I'll do, this is a deep diver, small type of, you know, jerk bait, little crankbait. I think I'm gonna do a purple back, metallic gray body, chartreuse belly. That way, it's a darker color, it'll stand out in deeper water. Especially since a lot of the waters I fish, you know, visibility is fairly low. But it'll still have that flash from the chartreuse belly. Oh yeah, this is a really good looking color. If I was making like a minnow pattern, you know, like a little flashy pattern, this is just the back color with the chrome, and you'd be good to go. I just like a more complicated color base. Okay, that's one coat. I'll be back when it dries. Let's take a look. I think that looks pretty good. So I'll probably call that good on that coat for the body color. And next be the purple back. Alright, time to start with the purple. Looks like that's going to take several coats to really start showing up. So, back in a minute. Going to work on the purple some more. Kind of hard to tell, but I think that's looking good. Probably one more coat on the back just to make sure that it's got that nice purple shine. Meantime, since I'm not painting the belly, I can go ahead and work on two things at once. Get that chartreuse going. Yeah, that's bright. I think I'll only need one coat of that. So I think as dark as it turned out, instead of speckling the belly with more of the gray, I'm going to speckle it with some glitter, just to give it a little bit of shine. This is some Rust-Oleum glitter. It shows kind of a purple, but that's just because the predominant glitter in here is purple. I usually don't use enough to make it actually purple. Just a little spritz. Get you a few chunks of glitter out there, and that helps. stuff's a pain to work with. I think that's probably done. And I'll let it cure up really good. Then I'll hit it with some clear coat, and that one will be ready to go. So I'll probably let it cure for about a couple of hours, just to make sure nothing's going to come off. And then I'll start on the Rattletrap. In the meantime, I'm going to charge this GoPro up a little bit because it's getting kind of low. See you in a bit. So, it's not done because we still have to clear coat it, but just to give you an idea, check it out. So once we clear coat it, it'll look even better. In the meantime, I'm going to set it aside, start on the crankbait, and then I'll clear coat them both together. Okay, so I've got the crankbait set up. I'm going to use a different base color on it. I'm actually going to base coat it with gold instead of chrome. So with this one, I think what I'm going to do is go with a kind of a teal color. See what that looks like. And then figure out what I want to do with accent. What kind of accent colors I want to use. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think that'll look cool once I figure out what else I'm going to do with it. I think I've decided on a color scheme for it. I'm going to show you. Got a white belly with purple on the back, and then I'm going to make up a stencil and put some purple stripes on the sides as well. I think that'll look cool. Hopefully. So now I've got the basic outlined of colors I want to use. I'm gonna use a stencil to make some stripes. So what I did was I took one of my wife's old Pokemon cards. She gave it to me. She didn't mind before you say anything. She didn't want it. And I cut some stripes into it that I'm going to use. What I'll do is lay it down and then just kind of lightly spray the stripes onto it. I may not even lay it down. I may just hold it up to it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But it should look pretty cool when I'm done. So there's the result of that. I think that looks pretty cool. So now I'll let that dry. Do the same thing to the other side. And then that one will be ready for clear coat as well. So, here's the finished paint scheme. It's a little more defined on this side because I got a better spray on it. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't quite get what you'd like, but you still get a general idea of it. I think this will look pretty cool. Now I'm going to set it aside to dry like I did the other. Let it cure. And then I'll clear coat both of them. Alright guys, well, they've had time to cure. Now I'm going to go ahead and clear coat them. Get them ready for that. They'll sit overnight. And while I'm out tonight, I will get some new hooks and snap rings to go on them. And put them together in the morning, right before I leave. We'll hit the water and see if I can get them to catch some fish. Woo! Well, that's number one. Easy, big guy. Alright, let's get this buddy loose and revive him. Alright, come here. Look at that. That's all I needed. Now, there you go. Come on. There you go. That's right. Get on out of here. Come on. Shh. Okay. He's a-going. He'll be all right. Shit. So, don't forget your pliers. Don't be an idiot like me. That's two. Whoa! I think I need to lay that paint on a little thicker. Daggum. There was an old boy, right as I got here, an old boy was leaving. He said last weekend he was at the dam in his kayak, and he caught a 8-pounder down there on a chatterbait. That's what he said. He said he couldn't get nothing to bite a chatterbait today. Right.
But they were all over the place, jumping and taking stuff off the top of the wall. They were taking it. Man, I tried everything. I tried red, I tried.
Well, both the ones I caught, I've caught on this deep diving minnow. Yeah.
Well, I had little crab bait on. I caught a few on that.
Yeah.
They're best. When they get this thing, they're not demolishing it. They're like just looking at it.
Yeah.
But they're little.
Carp or a gar rolled right there. Well, let's toss the old Rattletrap out there. Bounce it off a stump. See if I can't get bit. This will be the first time I'm using this Soiligang, however you pronounce it, reel. I bought off Amazon. We'll see. Oh man. On this rod, that don't feel like no weight at all. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't no fish. Hey guys, what's going on? It was yesterday evening that I went out and actually got to fish with my painted lures. I'm actually doing some editing on the video right now, but I wanted to let you guys know, why that video took so long to come out. What went on? I just had a lot of stuff going on. This past weekend, we had an air conditioner go out. I had to fix it, so I wasn't able to go Sunday morning like I'd anticipated. And then, obviously, I had to work Monday through, the whole week. And it's been hot. It's been 105, 102, just really miserable. Yesterday, I finally, I had to be back in town to play basketball with my friends anyway. So I put the kayak in the truck, and when we were done with that, I went on to the lake so I could do some fishing. It turned out to not be nearly as hot as I thought it would be, but, as you saw in the video, I only caught a couple of fish. Didn't catch anything on the Rattletrap. I'll use them again, once I get back out with more time, and hopefully I'll do a little better. Anyway, thanks guys for sticking around. Don't forget to like and subscribe to his videos on my channel. Apologies for this one being so long. I had a lot of stuff to cover. I know it's not the most interesting video in the world, but I'll get back to doing some just straight fishing videos in the coming weeks. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.